guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to another video. My name is Jamise McPherson and thank you for coming back to another tutorial. But first, before we start off this video, I just want to say thank you guys so much for the amount of love. Thank you so much for the encouraging comments. Thank you again for 10K subscribers. I think we're at like 11,000 at this point. But thank you guys so much. If you're watching this video right now and you're feeling discouraged when it comes to social media, especially if it's something that you want to do, literally keep going. Keep going, keep going, and keep going. I remember when I was only getting like 1 view, 2 views, I had like 50 subscribers. And just to think now that I'm at 11,000 is nuts. And hopefully you don't hear my dryer going. Hopefully you don't hear that. But anyways, thank you guys so much. Now, you know I cannot start off a tutorial without my lovely, lovely under eye patches. Currently, these are my favorite under eye patches. They are the Bolden. I think that's how you say them. And this is what it looks like. Ooh. This is what the packaging looks like. So make sure you get you some. I also like to put my under eye patches in the refrigerator because it just makes me feel like fancy. I don't know. And of course, you know, we have our lovely iced coffee. And by the way, I went to Dunkin' the other day and I got some iced coffee, and you guys, it was trash. But let's just get into this tutorial. As you guys know, I always do my eyebrows off camera, but I figured why not do my eyebrows on camera today. And I don't know why I always do my eyebrows off camera. I don't know why, but anyways, I have been loving the way I do my brows lately. You guys already know my eyebrows are microbladed, but I do need a touch up, which I am thinking about getting. Maybe sometime next month I'm definitely gonna get a touch up so they can be like, you know, nice and healed for my birthday in April. But fake like that microbladed look, just do this because this is what makes my eyebrows look so good. I'm gonna be using this Morphe eyebrow pencil in the shade Java and this NYX Lift and Snatch brow tint pen in the shade Espresso. First things first, I like to brush my eyebrow hairs like in the direction I want them to fall in. And luckily, since I have my eyebrows microbladed, I don't have to do too much, and I really like that. First, outline the bottom of my brow just a little bit. And then I go in and outline the top. And it's okay if you mess up because we are going to go in with concealer to clean up our brows. And then we're going to do the same on this side. For some reason, this brow has always been my struggle brow. Hate that for me, but I promise once I get my eyebrows microbladed, well touched up, I will be back in action. And I will say, if you struggle with doing your brows, like it takes you forever to do them, I would highly recommend you look into getting your eyebrows microbladed. Now, it is kind of expensive, but I am a firm believer in investing in yourself, and I think it is a great investment. So definitely check that out. And then now I'm just going to outline the top of my brow. I swear this brow is like, Now this NYX brow tint pen is like the best thing that's ever happened to me. So all I do is I just take the pen. Hopefully you guys can see what I'm doing. So, okay, let's see. I'm just gonna add hair-like strokes. So I always start in like the middle, and then I slowly make my way with doing the strokes in the front. To clean up my eyebrows, I am going to use this Fenty Pro Filter Concealer in the shade 380. Now, you do not have to use this concealer. You can use LA Pro Girl. Any concealer that works for you, use it. I don't know why I use this. It's just good, so I use it. I also do not clean the top of my brows. For some reason, it's just me. I don't like the way that looks. I just feel like it looks so silly. I don't know. So I'm just going to clean the bottom of my brows. And to do that, I'm going to use this Morphe M67 brush. It's like a flat top brush. It's actually really freaking good for, cutting your crease or cleaning up your eyebrows. And literally that's all I do, you guys, when it comes to my brows. Nothing spectacular. Now it's time to give the girls what they have been asking for. I don't know what I've done differently or like what, but when I tell you guys, the girlies on TikTok have been coming for me. Okay? They want to see a full in-depth tutorial of my everyday soft glam. And I feel like I have like tons of videos of me doing my everyday soft glam, but I'm gonna run it back one more time because that's what the girlies want to see. First things first, I always do my eyeshadow. I've always been like that. Now, if I'm just doing like something simple and basic, then I will go in and do, my base makeup first, but I always do my eyeshadow first. And with that being said, the only product that I use for my eyeshadow base is the Juvia's Place Prep and Prime. This is in the shade 2. I absolutely love this stuff. It's so good. And always make sure like you shake it up because if you don't, it can come out like really watery. And I don't know, like I've used, like concealer and stuff, but nothing works the way this Juvia's Place product works. Also, all the products I will be using today will be linked down below in my description box, so check that out if you missed something or you want to purchase something. I'm going to place the product all over my eyelid like so. And then just take a brush and blend that product out. Next, I'm going in with my black Opal Foundation Stick in the shade Suede Mocha. use this for my nose contour. So I always say this in all my videos, but I always start right in this area of my eye. So like I basically just blend it into my brows. And I don't drag it all the way down. I just kind of start, so you know when it's time to finish it up, I know where to start at, if that makes sense. Now to blend out my contour, I'm going to use this Morphe brush. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, the number is not on there anymore. I'm so sorry, but it's like this fluffy, like small little brush. Hopefully you guys can see what it looks like. And I'm just gonna take that and just blend out my nose contour. And this also acts as a base for my shadow as well, because I do like to go in and use a darker shadow first and then, you know, go on with my other shadow shades. I'm gonna go back and forth between some of my Morphe palettes. These are what the palettes look like. I'm not gonna lie, there is no name because I just use these palettes so much, but this is what the palettes look like. So definitely going just back and forth between my Morphe palettes and this Tarte palette. I might not even use this Tarte palette, but these are the palettes that I'll be using today. I'm going with this Jaclyn Hill palette. This is what the palette looks like. As you guys can see, I've been using the heck out of this. I'm gonna go in with this shade right here. And I'm gonna also be using a Morphe M505 brush. So just picking up that product. I'm mainly gonna focus it in the same, okay, so I'm trying to think how to explain this. The same place that I put my cream bronzer or my cream contour shade, I'm gonna go in with that eyeshadow. So I start right here and I just blend it out. So I focus the product right here and I blend it out. And then now I'm just going back and forth with that same shade, just like building up that color. I'm gonna go with my Morphe palette. I'm gonna pick up, I'm gonna be going back and forth between these two shades right here, but mainly using this shade. I'm gonna focus that in my crease. Now, as you can see, you can still see some of that concealer and it just looks like it's not blended right here. So I'm gonna go in with the Morphe palette again. And this time I'm just gonna be going in between these two orange shades right here. I'm just going to blend that out like so. I'm going to take this shade right here and I'm going to only focus this shade in my crease. I'm also going to be using a e.l.f. blending brush that looks like this. I already know I'm a cut crease girly. I have hooded eyes and I feel like cut creases just look better on my eye shape. So I'm going to go in using the same Juvia's Place Prep and Prime eyeshadow primer in the shade 2. And now we're just going to carve out our eye using the Morphe M167 brush to cut our crease. Comes to my eyeshadow or my lid color, I don't use an eyeshadow, you guys. I literally just use a setting powder. So I'm going to use this Derma Blend setting powder in the shade Warm Saffron. And this is the only thing I use. I literally just take a damp like beauty sponge. I just take a damp beauty sponge and I just pick up the product so that it looks like this. And I just pounce that color or that powder on my lid. And it gives you like this orange base or this orange eyeshadow look, and I just really like that. And it lasts longer because it is a loose setting powder. Now those same shadows that we used for our eye, we're just gonna go back and forth between like pretty much all those shades, and we're just going to smoke out the edges so everything just blends and just looks, you know, looks like it makes sense, you know? So just blending out our edges. You want to be able to tell where your eyeshadow starts and ends, you know? You just want it to all flow. Just gonna do that. I'm gonna do this other eye off camera and we'll be right back. Eyeshadow is all complete. I just went in and added some black liquid liner, and the liquid liner I have been obsessed with lately is this Revlon Color Stay Micro Easy Precision Liquid Liner in the shade Blackout. Now I'm just gonna go in, I'm gonna use my Morphe. Ooh, I'm not gonna hold you guys. I don't remember the name of this brush, but I know it's a Morphe brush. I'm gonna just pick up a brown shadow on my brush like this, and I'm going to smoke out the black eyeshadow. Now, if this was a daytime look, a nighttime look, I would definitely had smoked this out with a black eyeshadow, but being that it's still daytime, I'm just gonna smoke it out with a brown one. And I just like how this combo looks together. Once that is all smoked out, I'm gonna go in with this Revolutions mascara. And I like to put mascara on my lashes because I like to wear falsies. And this just allows my my eyelashes to blend in with the falsies. For skin prep, I do feel like this is another reason why my makeup has been just looking flawless, because I've been using a few new products when it comes to my skin prep. First, I'm going in with my Pond's moisturizer. And I like to use this pink one simply because I have dark marks, and this one is known to, this is a dark spot correcting cream, so that's why I use the pink one. Sometimes I will use the blue one, only if I feel like my skin is like super dry. And no matter how oily your skin is, you guys, you always want to make sure you are moisturizing your face, okay? Always. Product is like it's a little bougie product, but I have been loving it, so that's why I'm using it. It is this Lancome serum. It looks like this, super duper fancy. Next, I'm going in with this Supergoop mattifying sunscreen. I like to let my sunscreen sit for about 2 to 5 minutes, just so my skin can absorb the product. To prime my face, I'm gonna use this e.l.f. Power Grip Primer. You guys, I absolutely love this one. I think I like this one better than the other one. There's some type of special ingredient in this. I'm not even gonna butcher it, but if you know, you know. And I think that's the reason why my makeup has been looking so freaking flawless. Why haven't I been using this pink one sooner? Why? So I like to just take one pump, put it on this side of my face, another pump on this side. And I probably use too much of this, but I don't care. And I don't like to rub it in. I more so pat this product in. Before we go in with foundation, I'm going to use my LA Pro Girl Concealer in the shade Chestnut. And I'm just going to use this to cover up some of my dark spots. And I don't know, I just feel like no matter how full the coverage is, I personally feel like sometimes my dark spots still peek through. So I'm just using this as kind of like a color corrector. Now you can use an orange, but I personally just like to use, you know, a concealer that is my skin complexion. And then I like to lightly go in with that Dermablend setting powder that I use for my eyeshadow to just like set this concealer in place so that it doesn't move. Used this foundation so much last summer that I basically have been neglecting it. Nars Soft Matte Foundation. Girl, I totally forgot how good this foundation is. I would highly recommend you guys try this foundation if you have oily skin like myself. Also, if you can't afford it, you guys know that you can go to Sephora and get free samples of concealer and foundations. So I would definitely get like free samples of, you know, some of your favorite foundations or concealers just to see, you know, if it's actually worth buying like the full one. So I'm in the shade Medium Deep 5. We're going to start off with a small amount first, and then if we need to add more, just go in and add more. Y'all don't judge me when y'all see my brush. Don't judge me, but my foundation brush broke. I am going to get a new one. Mind your business, okay? I'm going to get a new one, but for the time being, this is an e.l.f. brush, okay? I like to go in with this NYX Plump, and I just simply spray my brush. Boom. And then we're just gonna blend out our foundation. And I don't bring my foundation like directly underneath my eyes simply because that's where I'm gonna be using, or that's where I'm gonna be placing my concealer. To go in with a beauty sponge and just, you know, press everything in, making sure I didn't like miss any spots. Now for my first concealer, I'm going to use the Sephora Best Skin Ever concealer in the shade 35N. My first concealer, I like to leave room so I can put my lighter concealer right here because I do want, like, you know, kind of like a bright under eye. So I don't bring my first concealer all the way up. I always leave room for my lighter concealer. But I do make sure to bring it up the sides of my nose. For my lighter concealer, this has been my go-to concealer. Babes, this coverage and its drugstore, thank me later. Concealer is my absolute favorite drugstore concealer right now, and I'm in the shade Cool Sand. And I'm going to place this color right in this area, so directly underneath my eye. Now I'm just going to go in with that same black Opal Foundation Stick, and I'm going to bring it down my nose, but not all the way, just a little bit, so we can finish up our nose contour. To blend out my concealer, I'm going to use this Real Techniques setting brush. It looks like this. I absolutely love to blend out my concealer with a brush. I just feel like it gives you like a flawless airbrush, just full coverage look. Now when it comes to blending out my under eye concealer, I like to first blend out my Sephora concealer first. And then to blend out the lighter concealer, I'm going to go in with another Real Techniques brush. This is the Brightening Concealer brush. It looks like this. And I'm just going to press that Milani concealer in. And I do kind of go back and forth between those two Real Technique brushes. Then just taking a beauty sponge and blending out my nose. Now blending out my nose contour. And your nose contour is going to look harsh at first, but it's going to all come together, I promise. Now to blend all my concealer out in place, I'm just going to take my beauty sponge and just blend everything out. And I'm pressing that concealer on the sides of my nose, basically blending it into my nose contour. Huda Beauty setting powder in the shade Blondie. If you know, you know she's that girl. Period. Okay? I'm just going to take a powder puff to basically set my face. These are also linked in my Amazon storefront. Contour my nose and my face. I'm going to go in with this Morphe bronzer. They actually do not sell this anymore. I'm pretty sure somebody told me they discontinued it, but it looks like this. I would definitely compare this to the Charlotte Tilbury bronzer. I'm not sure why they don't have this, but I am using the shade Leader. If you guys can find this anywhere, it's so good and super pigmented. I'm using a Morphe E62 brush to, you know, set my nose contour. And then I'm just taking that powder and cleaning up the nose contour. Boom. Next, to snatch this face right on up, I'm using a Morphe E4 brush. I literally want to cry. Why are they discontinuing my Sephora Micro Smooth Powder? This stuff is so good, and the girlies have been asking me what do I plan to use next once this is no longer available, and I don't know. So if you have any recommendations on just like a loose powder that's just like good, let me know down below in the comments. My Sephora Micro Smooth Powder in the shade 65 Toffee. Using an e.l.f. highlighter brush, I'm just going to pick up that product and just wipe away my powder. Like, I just still can't believe they're getting rid of this. Like, why? But why? What was wrong with it? There was nothing wrong. Hopefully they're just like coming out with a new formula. Like, I'm hoping that's what it is. Now to spray my face, I'm going to go in with my Makeup Revolution Misting Super Fix Spray. This stuff is so good. I literally feel like this is Botox in a bottle. I know that sounds a little crazy, but that's just what it is. And again, my face is super powdery, and this just melts everything into place. And I just don't know what I would do without this product. I'm gonna let this, you know, melt in my face, and we'll be right back. As you can see, our makeup just looks melted, and it looks like skin. And that's the point, y'all. You don't want your makeup to just look cakey and powdery. You want it to look like skin. Babes, go buy that spray because that spray is really good. Finish up under the eye. I'm going to use that same shade that I used for my crease, and I'm going to smoke that shade under my eye. I think I want to pick up the orange and smoke that out as well. Anytime you feel like your nose contour is not blended out or just still looks harsh, just take the back of your beauty sponge and just blend it so that, you know, it looks not so harsh. Using my Juvia's Place blush in the shade Volume 1. It looks like this, super duper pretty. Like, I already know this is a flower brush. It looks like this. I'm pretty sure I got this from like Walmart years ago. I don't know. But I'm going to go back and forth between these two shades right here, just mixing the two. So picking up some of this shade. And I like to blend my blush into my contour. I just think that looks best. Excuse me. I just think that looks best with, you know, my face shape. So like, girl. This looks so freaking good. Personally, I have to put mascara on my bottom lashes. So I'm going to use that same Makeup Revolution mascara that I use for my eyes to do the bottom. For my nose highlight, I'm going to go with my Artist Couture Diamond Glow Powder in the shade Conceited. Eyelash glue. If you know, you know. Only thing I use to put my lashes on, okay? Send me recommendations of like some wispy lashes. I want to try some new lashes, but personally, I only like wispy lashes. I don't like them to be too fluffy. I like them to be very spacey and like wispy. So if you have any recommendations, please comment down below. Ooh. Oh my God. What? Why is my lash trying to play me? Like, I just love these lashes. Press my lashes and the falsies together. To finish off this makeup look, I'm going to go in with my Morphe lip liner in the shade Trendsetter. And baby, this lip gloss, y'all, I literally am obsessed with this lip gloss. NYX Duck Plump Bang & Bear Thank Me Later. When I do my lip combo, I have to use a lip liner, like a lip shade, and then a clear gloss on top. All you need is a lip liner and this, and you're good to go. I'll say it is a little tingly, but it's nothing like too crazy. Somebody had left a comment on one of my TikTok videos and said that they compared it to like a cayenne pepper, and I'm like, girl, it's not that bad, y'all. I think I want to try some new shades. This Bang & Bear shade is like perfect. Everything together, I'm just gonna take a black Morphe liner and put it in my waterline. Totally forgot, I need to go in with my Fenty Pro Filters Soft Matte Powder Foundation, the shade 390. Babes, if you want to look like a filter, get this, okay? Get it, because you need it. Just simply take a powder puff, pick up some of that product like so, and I place it everywhere I put concealer. And it just gives me like this like airbrush look. I wish I could explain it, but it just like brings everything together. She's cute. And this is the final makeup look. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys for showing so much love. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And leave me like some other video recommendations down below in the comments. And yeah, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.